Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are taking on the Wipeout the Shadow Clone event for Dokkan. This is with Android 21. So the way this event works is there are 5 waves, and they have 5 enemies on each wave. Every wave you have multiple turns to take it out, except for wave 5. So really the strategy with this event, whether it be building AoE units, or having it's really built around either AoE units or units that can do a lot of additionals that fit what the event wants you to have. And really the strategy is most rotations won't have a problem taking any of these out in 2 turns. The problem is when you get to the wave 5, you need to end it on a turn where you know that that rotation has an AoE unit or multi-attacking units that can finish off the wave in 1 turn. So what's cool is you have to kind of team build a little bit differently for each stage depending on what it is. So they want, what is it, Earthbred fighters or androids, I believe, are the 2 categories that are effective. And then you want to have type advantage as well. If you're missing either of those, it's really tough to do a lot of damage. I think the type advantage is actually more important than the categories. Like, you might be able to get away with physical units that aren't, like for this example, we're going against the int stage, right? So physical units are what you want. I think physical units outside of the categories might actually still do okay. But for my runs, I tried to stay within the categories. Now, some units here like STR Bulma and Int Toa, they're not really there for the damage. I don't really care. They're just there to support my other units. So this team is kind of an oddball team because when I looked at, and you're going to see, I have all 5 videos like pre-recorded, so I'm going to put them out on my channel over the next several days. But you're going to see how I took very different strategies for each stage. So in this strategy, because when I was looking at physical, we have physical Krillin and physical LR Krillin and physical LR Cell. Both are the right typing and the right category for the event and their AoE units. So my thought is how the heck do I get them both on the same team? Because they do not share categories, and I could not for the life of me find a leader that I could get them both together. So this is an instance where you don't have to have a top tier leader. I just ran an all types 120 lead for this. So I'm only operating on a 120% leader skill, and we're still able to get it done. Krillin with his EZA does do a lot better in terms of damage. So yeah, it did take me a few attempts on this one because with Bulma on the team, between Bulma and then Yajirobe there on the end, I forget that they give key mid-turn, and both Krillin and Cell want to be 17, they want to be under 18 key supers, right? So there was actually a point, you're going to see it I think near the end, where I actually soft reset a couple times because I'm like got the turn set up how I want. I'm like, all right, 17 key looks good, and then it's like I grab the orb with Bulma and it's like, oh, it put me over and I got a soft reset, you know, stuff like that. But we still made it through. I would say out of all my runs, this definitely was the dirtiest run, like the not cleanest run, right? The least clean run of them all, but we still got it done. So you don't have to be perfect. But yeah, it was fun. So physical Cell here is going to wipe, but this is an instance where I kind of screwed up and Bulma like put him over. Like I had him set where I wanted him to for his AoE, and I'm like, well, maybe Cell will get an additional because the additional will be AoE, and every single time he was not proccing it. Cell was just never giving me additional. Cell and Krillin both, I don't think ever gave me additionals. So it was very unfortunate. You can see Bulma does like no damage. So this is an instance where Bulma's of the right category, but she's not the right typing, and you see the damage is just like non-existent there, right? And then here goes Toa, who I don't think it fits either thing, and yeah, she's pretty much low damage as well. Alright, so here's Krillin. So right there, I'm like, that's perfect. I have nothing else on this rotation that's going to make Krillin go into an 18 key super. So here I'm just wanting Krillin to basically one-shot and hope that we get through. And the way you can kind of track what wave you're on is in the bottom left, it does show like what turn you're on. So so let's say you kill all the waves on your first try. Then when you get to turn 5 in the bottom left, that means you're on the last wave. Now here I'm on turn 7 because I had several waves that took me multiple, right? So this one here, I have to be careful because I got Bulma and Yajirobe that are going to give Cell key, right? So I'm like, oh, how can I get like, so I'm like, all right, that should be good right there, right? Just a little bit of key. That should be fine for Bulma to grab like all of her stuff. So I grab a bunch with Bulma and I'm like, all right, perfect, 17 key. And then what does my boy Yajirobe do? He says, nah, I'm going to give you more keys. So Cell hit 18. So I actually soft reset there. I got mad. But when I went back in, and here we'll speed it up a little bit past that. But when I went back in, it just went right back to the, like I didn't soft reset fast enough. This is something Dokkan did. If you guys are maybe newer players, this was a trick the veterans used to do. Back in the day, like when the enemies were attacking you, like during their animations, you could soft reset and it would take you back to the beginning of your turn. So you used to be able to cheat hard content and actually see where the super attacks were coming, and then you could soft reset if you didn't like it. They fixed that many, many years ago. So that's why, like, if you, like, once you collect your last key spheres, if you did not soft reset before then, it will automatically take you into the fight. You can't go back and pick your key spheres again. So they did that on purpose because it would have cheated and made the game way easier, because essentially you always have a scouter then. So it's kind of good that they fixed that, actually. So Krillin here, I'm able to sneak just one key to get the AoE. Luckily, like, I got really mad there. I thought I was going to actually have to end, because I thought I was on the last wave there, but I wasn't. So Krillin's able to AoE here and finish this up. And then the next turn, I have to make sure that Cell actually gets the AoE, right? Like, that we actually get it. And we do have Bulma, so if it's a matter of me just not grabbing stuff with Bulma, then I won't do it. The key here is pretty unfortunate, where, like, Cell, it's hard to not grab, like, a crap ton of key. So I'm like, I'm just going to grab everything with, well, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to Bulma active skill and just get rid of all the orbs. But then I'm like, oh, crap. Bulma's active skill gave me a crap ton of key. So I'm like, all right. Because the thing is like, when units give key mid-turn and like active skill stuff, I usually don't pay attention to it because key's fairly irrelevant. Like, usually on my team builds, I'm overflowing with key and I've got what I want. I usually don't pay attention to when characters are giving key. Like the Dragon Ball Saga team with Bulma, the team has just always got the key they need. So I don't really see it or pay attention because they're always maxed out on key when that stuff happens. So I'm like, all right, Bulma, we're not going to do active skill. And I just need to make sure Cell can just get 2 key here. And I'm like, woof, all right, we finally got it. And, oh, so then I reset again. I reset again because I noticed that we have the Dokkan attack in slot 1. So I'm like, all right, I guess I can just go crazy, because now if Cell does single target, being that's the Dokkan attack, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, all right, never mind. We will do Dokkan attack and go crazy, and Cell's going to wipe them out. So that was kind of embarrassing. I had to soft reset a couple of times. So the first time I soft reset, I actually shouldn't have. Well, no, I should have, because I think Bulma was in slot 1, which wasn't good. Because her getting the Dokkan attack would have ruined the run too. So yeah, Cell in slot 1, Dokkan attack were good. So this definitely was not a clean run. The Dokkan attack kind of saved me at the end, because who knows, Cell with just his normal AoE may not have been strong enough here, because the last phase is a bit more tankier than the other phases. But with the Dokkan attack, it's 100% we got it for sure. Plenty of damage here. So yeah, I took this weird like Cell Krillin approach with a 120 lead, and we got it done. So anyways, guys, let me know how you handled the int stage. You probably did a much better strategy than me. But thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.